Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be making another twine and glue star, but we're going to be making it a little bit bigger and better by adding a few little extras to it. I'm also going to be addressing a whole bunch of questions that I got on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll be doing a voiceover, and you guys can kind of watch me go through the process of making this larger star as I answer some of these questions. So I think the most popular question was, what is that white mixture I'm using? That white mixture is crafting glue mixed with a little bit of water. I like to thin the glue out because I find that it absorbs into the twine a little bit deeper, and once it dries pretty darn hard. Now, what ratio do I use? I can't really tell you because I always kind of go by feel, and I find that different brands of glues have different consistencies. Just kind of go by feel. It's not the end of the world if you don't dilute it, but I think you'll know immediately when you go to dip that string in and you just got globs of glue everywhere, and it just seems like it's sitting on top of the twine as opposed to soaking into the twine. That you just got to like add a little bit of water, stir it up a little bit. Then you're good to go. Number 2, can you use Mod Podge? At the time, I wasn't sure of the answer, but I did a little experiment. I've got some test pieces here. So this one here is Mod Podge, and this one here is with my usual crafting glue and water mixture. And my prediction was that the Mod Podge was too flexible, and that was just based on my experience on using it on paper products. Turns out I was right. So you can see with the Mod Podge one here, when I bend it, it's quite flexible, and when I try to squish it with my fingers, it actually is kind of squishy. Now I waited 24 hours for this to dry. It is quite dry. I put it by my heater. But let's just compare this to the glue one. And right away, I can actually feel that it's quite a bit firmer. There's no squish to it. So it definitely dries harder. And when I go to bend it, it's a lot harder to bend. And then it just wants to bounce back to its original position. See that? And then, so let's go back to the Mod Podge here. Just bend that. I mean, that just looks like a wet noodle to me, you know? It's dry. There is some firmness, but it is just too flexible. Question number 3, how long does the string need to be? Now, I can't give you an exact answer, but I can tell you how to figure it out before you get glue on the string, which makes it a much cleaner process. So basically, whatever size your star is, because we're all going to be making different size stars probably, take your dry twine and wrap it around your pattern 3 times. And that will give you the approximate length of the twine that you're going to need. So wrap it around 3 times, give it a few extra inches so you can staple it down, and then cut it, and then you've got your piece for that star. So for the second piece of twine, it's actually completely random. This is the one that I wrap around the frame of the star after it dries. There's really no way of me knowing how long this is. So my best recommendation, basically what I do is I just hot glue one end to the star, any random location, usually on the back of the star, and then I just start wrapping until I'm happy with how it looks. And this is right off the roll of the twine, and then I cut it and tack it in place with the glue gun. Which actually brings me to question number 4. Is there glue on the string that I used to wrap it? No, you don't need to put glue on the second piece of string that you're using to wrap the star. All right, so we covered 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 5th question. Can you use different types of string like yarn or different colored twine? Yes and yes. Use whatever string you want to use. I will recommend, though, not to use plastic string or plastic rope or any polyester heavy rope that you don't think the glue is going to absorb into. It absorbs very well into twine, cotton string. I don't see a problem with yarn. I wonder, though, with yarn if it might darken the color quite a bit. You know, kind of like when you get cotton wet, right? It gets a little bit darker. I'm not sure what it'll look like once it's dried, but you can always do a test piece on whatever string you have laying around. I haven't ventured into different types yet, but that's just because I really like the way the twine looks. Question number 6. Can you paint them and decorate them with glitter? Yes, you can. This one was both a question and a statement. A lot of people asked me if you could do this, and a lot of people said, I'm going to decorate with a whole bunch of glitter. Great. That's a great idea. You can definitely do that. I think the options are endless with this. So, question number 7, this was a good one. How long does it take to dry? I like to wait 2 days. You can probably get away with 24 hours if you wanted. What I normally do though is I'll wait 24 hours and then I'll come back with a paintbrush and a little bit more glue and I'll just paint a little bit more on, usually at like the points or the corners. And I find that that really helps to like give it a little extra stiffness and strength. And then I wait for that to dry for another 24 hours. So 2 days makes a huge difference. I've tried 24 hours before and I was like, this is like borderline not stiff enough. But still kind of worked, so not a huge deal. So I hope that helps to clarify a few things. If you want a little bit more information on the setup, like getting the printer paper down, the plastic wrap, setting up these nails and whatnot, I do have another video on this where I made these smaller stars here. But I think it's probably pretty self-explanatory. One thing I've been trying to figure out is how to provide free PDF files for you. I would love to be able to just say, hey, go here and there's a PDF of that star that you can just print out. It's ready to go. You'll get a star of this size and you can just go there and print it. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know where I would post something like that to make it available for you. What is the best way to do that? All right, I think I talked your ear off enough there. Let's take a look at the final product here. I will turn my lights off in just a second so we can see what these twinkle lights look like. I will admit, at first glance, I kind of like these little guys better. Sometimes bigger isn't always better, but let me know what you guys think. Let me zoom in a little bit here for you. I don't know if I just went a little bit too overboard on the string. I'm not sure. I like the twinkle lights. I guess I could put them on the smaller ones. Let's just take a look at these smaller ones here. I feel like the proportions are just better on these, you know? The proportion of like thickness of twine to the size of the frame. These are about 4.5 inches tall. That one's 11 inches tall. Yeah, I don't know. I really like these little guys. Good thing I made a video on how to make these. I kind of assumed that it would look pretty cool as a larger star. But I don't know, maybe I'm being too hard on myself here. Let's turn out the lights and see what it looks like. All right. Twinkle lights are a win. I think there's some room for improvement. We're not too far off here. But you know what? I just wanted to get this video out because I think it's kind of a neat concept to be able to make things out of twine and glue. You can pretty much do any shape you want. All right, lights back on here. And by the way, those twinkle lights are pretty cheap. You can get them at the dollar store. I got these for like $3, so definitely worth it to add a little something extra to this project. All right, that's it for now, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you do end up trying one, let me know how it goes. If you do prefer the large one over the smaller ones, let me know as well. I am curious to get people's opinions. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.